Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 4. I'm Tram Mai. We are following developing news out of the East Valley, where Gilbert police have announced the Gilbert Goons has met the requirements to be considered a criminal street gang. The group has been linked to a number of group-style assaults on other teens and came under investigation after a 16-year-old was a deadly assault back in October.
Gang members pleading guilty to 4 separate drive-by shootings in December of 2018. The Attorney General's office says they're all part of the Get Money gang. And one of those shootings targeted a random home.
Arizona has been grappling with a surge in gang-related violence and criminal activity, as groups ranging from the Tucson-based Get Money gang to suburban hybrid gangs like the Gilbert Goons continue to disrupt communities. These gangs, driven by motives ranging from territory disputes to social media notoriety, have been tied to heinous acts, including drive-by shootings, drug trafficking, and even deletions. Meanwhile, established groups like the Lindo Park Crips and the Westside Hollywood 39th Avenue gang contribute to the proliferation of illegal drugs and firearms, posing an ongoing threat to public safety. Law enforcement agencies across Arizona are responding with coordinated operations to dismantle these networks, highlighting the urgent need to address both organized crime and the social factors fueling youth violence.
Gang members pleading guilty to 4 separate drive-by shootings in December of 2018. The Attorney General's office says they're all part of the Get Money gang. And one of those shootings targeted a random home. Our video shows someone firing a gun out of the window of a car. Some of those bullets went into a child's room.
Mark Anthony Hatter, a Tucson gang member, has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for his role in a series of drive-by shootings intended to enhance the reputation of the Tucson-based Get Money gang. Alongside Hatter, fellow gang members, including brothers Isaiah Nico Meza and Israel Xavier Meza, as well as Arabiel Alexis Boyorquez, have pleaded guilty to multiple charges related to these incidents. The Tucson Police Department gang unit and the Pima County Sheriff's Department, which connected 4 drive-by shootings in December 2018 to gang-related motives. The first 2 shootings occurred on December 15, 2018, following a Facebook argument between Hatter, the Meza brothers, and 2 victims. The suspects targeted 2 residences believed to be connected to the victims. The first location, on West Virginia Street in Tucson, was unoccupied at the time, and no injuries were reported. The second shooting, just a mile away on West Dakota Street, targeted an occupied home where multiple bullets struck the structure, including one that penetrated a living room window. Although no one was harmed, the family inside was left in fear for their lives. On December 28, 2018, the violence escalated when the Meza brothers shot a 16-year-old boy in the hand during another drive-by shooting, reportedly related to a gang dispute. Facebook messages later revealed the callousness of the suspects, with Hatter asking Israel Meza, "You shot him in the hand," to which Meza responded, "He said I shot him in the chest," with a laughing emoji. The following day, December 29, 2018, a victim reported gunfire outside her Tucson area home. Investigators discovered multiple bullet strikes, including 3 that hit a child's bedroom. A video of this shooting was later found on Hatter's Facebook account, and investigators determined the victim's home was randomly chosen.
We begin tonight with Gilbert police speaking out on a teen violence problem after the community raised concerns about 16-year-old Preston Lord and other recent assaults in that area.
Tonight, police are asking for the public's help in identifying a pack of teens, they say, involved in a robbery near Williamsfield Road and Market Street.
Resolution photos show a group of people involved in what appears to be a fight on August 18th. While police have not officially linked this incident to the so-called Gilbert Goons group, they did mention on their teen violence investigations webpage that they are actively reviewing assault cases involving youth to see if there is any additional information or correlation between incidents in both Gilbert and neighboring communities. Earlier this month, Gilbert Police Chief Michael Solberg wrote in a statement they were made aware of the Gilbert Goons group, Police initially said they did not have cases where the victims or suspects refer to the group. But today, police said recent updates from victims have referred to their alleged assailants as being associated with the group.
At one point, the beatings were every night. But before that fact, like before it got that bad, it was more of a 2 to 4 times a weekend, yeah.
That's a lot of beating kids.
Yeah, that's a lot. I don't know how they didn't get tired of beating kids up. Like, I'd get tired at some point. It's like, why am I doing this?
The suspect charged in a December 2022 attack in Mesa has now pled guilty to 2 different counts of aggravated assault. He's 19-year-old Gage Garrison, one of several suspects involved in an assault on a teen victim at a party back on December 17th. Brass knuckles were used in this attack. The state alleging that he's linked to the so-called Gilbert Goons, who are tied to several other teen violence investigations.
Arizona officials are grappling with the rise of youth violence in the wake of a suburban hybrid gang tied to various assaults and a Halloween weekend murder in Queen Creek. The Gilbert Goons, a group of teenagers and young adults who initially bonded as friends in middle and elementary school, have evolved into a group accused of terrorizing the community, culminating in the demise of a 16-year-old in October 2023. The group, described as privileged suburban boys with good grades, sports involvement, and strong community ties, devolved into a gang-like entity influenced by social media platforms like Snapchat. How did a group of well-taken care of suburban boys, some with great grades, who played sports, went to church, end up in this hybrid gang? Questioned attorney Billy Tarasio, unaffiliated with the case, but familiar with its broader implications. She pointed to social media as a significant influence, specifically Snapchat. The group's criminal activities reportedly began in 2022, involving assaults across Maricopa County and mischief in public spaces such as parking garages and fast food restaurants. The Goons became infamous for recording videos of underage drinking and violent fights, some involving brass knuckles, and sharing them on Snapchat. One assault victim described the group as rich white kids with big houses and cars paid for by their parents. Thousands of records from the Queen Creek Police Department, obtained through public records requests, reveal how the Goons formed as a social group in Gilbert before evolving into a criminal network. Witnesses described them as a tight-knit friend group whose members would engage in drinking and violence, with female associates often recording fights. Some community members reported feeling unsafe due to the group. One witness claimed her son had been followed by the Goons, leading to a roommate being hospitalized after a violent attack. Fear of the Goons reportedly drove other teens to arm themselves for protection. The Gilbert Goons drew national attention after their alleged involvement in the demise of a 16-year-old during a Halloween party in Queen Creek. On the evening of October 28, 2023, more than 200 teens attended a Halloween costume rager advertised on Snapchat, which promised free alcohol. The party was hosted at the home of 2 siblings who denied knowledge of the alcohol advertisement, but appeared intoxicated when questioned by police. A sophomore at a local high school and basketball player attended the party with friends. At one point, a fight broke out, and a friend of the victim recorded the incident. One of the suspects allegedly demanded the video be deleted. Soon after, the suspect and a group of older boys reportedly followed the victim and his friends, confronting them and escalating the violence. The group allegedly attacked the victim, with suspect punching him and others kicking and beating him until someone declared, "He's out." Witnesses later saw someone climb over the victim and dance on his unconscious body as he lay in the street. Bystanders dragged the victim's body onto nearby property before police arrived. The victim was found in the roadway and rushed to a hospital with life-threatening injuries. He later succumbed to his injuries, sparking a months-long investigation. Social media played a central role in the Gilbert Goons' activities, enabling them to document and share illegal acts, including assaults, underage drinking, and weapons possession. Following the victims, the group allegedly communicated on platforms like Snapchat, fueling rumors and even online vigilantism. One message allegedly sent by the suspect on the night of the victim's demise read, "I got in a fight, a big group fight, and killed a kid. Another suspect reportedly messaged, "I hit a kid. Then they kicked his head in the ground. Then I got word he met his demise, so it." 7 suspects, all identified as members of the Gilbert Goons, were charged with first-degree deletion and have pleaded not guilty. Attorney Eric Crocker, representing one of the defendants, argued that the prosecution's classification of the group as a hybrid gang lacks a clear definition under Arizona law. The case has been complicated by the vast amounts of digital and physical evidence involved. The suspects first appeared in court together in August 2024, with their trial scheduled for July 2025. Defense attorneys have expressed concerns about the timeline, citing the complexity of the evidence. The Gilbert Goons case is a stark reminder of the dangers posed by unchecked social media use among teenagers. Tarasio noted that social media platforms like Snapchat contribute to impulsive and often illegal behavior, from sharing explicit images to organizing violent acts. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Arizona has announced the indictment of 22 individuals following a federal grand jury's return of a 70-count indictment. These individuals are accused of participating in a large-scale drug trafficking and firearms operation in South Phoenix. The charges include conspiracy to distribute and possession with intent to distribute both substances. Additional charges include illegal possession of firearms, with 8 defendants accused of being felons in possession of firearms. The investigation began in January 2020 when the Arizona Department of Public Safety identified a drug and firearms supplier in South Phoenix. In February 2021, the FBI's Violent Street Gang Task Force joined the effort, focusing on the Lindo Park Crips, a street gang involved in drug trafficking and illegal firearms activity. Over the course of the investigation, law enforcement officials seized substantial amounts of illegal substances and firearms, including 2,430 grams, 35,000 counterfeit pills suspected to contain fentanyl, 8 Glock conversion devices, and 17 firearms. In June 2022, law enforcement executed over a dozen search warrants, leading to the seizure of additional ammunition, narcotics, and 62 firearms. The charges carry significant penalties. By dismantling operations like those of the Lindo Park Crips, authorities aim to reduce the distribution of deadly drugs, such as fentanyl, and prevent the proliferation of illegal firearms in the community. Operation Snake Eyes, a 6-week enforcement initiative, resulted in the arrest of 140 violent fugitives, including 51 gang members. The operation also led to the seizure of 131 firearms, $145,831 in cash, and 3,027 counterfeit fentanyl pills, effectively removing dangerous drugs and weapons from Arizona streets. Phoenix Police Department Chief Jerry Williams commended the operation, stating, "I am proud of the men and women of the Phoenix Police Department for their dedication to our community. Investigations like these bring so many partners together to address common crime trends in each of our cities. Working with intelligence-driven information allows us to specifically target those individuals who are responsible for crimes which often result in violence." United States Attorney Michael Bailey echoed these sentiments, emphasizing the collaborative nature of the effort. The success of Operation Snake Eyes is a testament to the hard work and collaborative effort of our law enforcement partners. As prosecutors, we are proud to serve alongside these dedicated men and women, as well as our colleagues at the McCow, in seeking justice against gang members and violent offenders in our state. Operation Snake Eyes serves as a powerful example of what can be accomplished through cooperative law enforcement efforts, delivering a significant blow to gang activity and enhancing public safety in Arizona. The ongoing battle against gang violence in Arizona reveals the complexities of addressing organized crime in a digital age where social media amplifies disputes and fuels reckless behavior. Cases like those of the Get Money Gang, the Gilbert Goons, and others underscore the devastating impact of unchecked gang activity on communities. However, Efforts such as Operation Snake Eyes and multi-agency collaborations offer hope, demonstrating the power of intelligence-driven enforcement in disrupting these criminal organizations. As Arizona continues to combat the root causes of gang violence, the commitment of law enforcement and community leaders remains vital to ensuring safer neighborhoods and a brighter future for the next generation.